Hi, welcome to another Smart Home Sunday. My name is Paul and I'm tinkering with Home Assistant, creating my own energy dashboard. Yes, I said last week I'm going to try and show you super quick install in under 5 minutes, InfluxDB, Grafana, and then I realized I need to get the data working in Apex cards because I've used that quite a bit in Home Assistant already. Well, for example, this one here, this is quite nice. I can see the electricity prices on a nice little graph. So I definitely want these kind of graphs to be using data in my InfluxDB. So I decided today to keep things super short. Can I take half the time, 2.5 minutes to set up the InfluxDB? Let's do that right now. First thing I'm going to do is I need to go down to configuration. I'm going to go to the add-ons, if I can find them. There they are. Now I'll go to the add-on store and type influx. There it is. Go and hit install. Now, this might be the longest part of the video. Does this count in the 2.5 minutes? Install. Okay, what I'm going to do once I've got this installed is I'm going to go into the user interface of InfluxDB into the admin section. I'm going to create a database. I'm just going to call it Home Assistant. I'm going to create a user called Home Assistant. Then I'm going to set the config. Well, actually, there's nothing I need to set in the config. I need to go to my configuration YAML and I'll paste some code in there. Then I need to do a restart and I'll go into InfluxDB and hopefully I see some data points. Does that all make sense? Well, at least I've explained what I'm going to do in less than 2.5 minutes. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that to start, I'm going to jump over to this little web page here. This is where you can get more information about the Hasio add-on for InfluxDB. I'm just going to do a copy. This will do. Now, in this example, I'm going to use a password that's very simple. You might see it if you look carefully. I will change it later. Don't use simple passwords. I'm going to jump over into my file editor and I'm already going to make some changes into my configuration YAML. I'll just put it in here, call it InfluxDB settings, paste and my magic password, and then save that. Let's see if it'll load. Will it start? Let's have a look. I need to go into the InfluxDB admin. I'm going to create a database. I'm calling it Home Assistant. Yes, there it is. Home Assistant. Now go to users. I'm going to create a user. Home Assistant. And I'm going to create password. Click OK. Give some permissions. Great. So now I have a user, Home Assistant. So the configuration YAML that I set up has Home Assistant as a user and a password. So that's now able to connect into the InfluxDB. And I have a database called Home Assistant. I know there's a lot of Home Assistants in there, but hopefully it makes sense. So InfluxDB Home Assistant and username Home Assistant. Got it. All right, let's actually go back to configuration, just see if it ended up starting and everything went right. That's better. Now I can see some actual activity. Okay, so everything's good. Let's go to configuration now. Let's go and check config again. Now we go restart. Yes, I want to restart. Okay, so now we're going to wait for Home Assistant to restart. I've noticed in the latest update, it's restarting very, very quickly. Super good. There's some other really cool features in the latest release of Home Assistant that I want to talk about, but I'll do it another time. And it's ready. Let's just check, is my sensor still working? So I want to look for this electricity price in the InfluxDB. So jump into InfluxDB. Let's just make that a bit smaller. Now I can go down to explore some data. And ooh, look. Yes, you can see here. There it is. Home Assistant. Already the information's flowing straight in. Euros, kilowatt hours, entity. There's the Nord Pool entity. Let's pick, what do we want to look at? Current price. There we go. So we'll just submit that query. So it's going to run it. See what comes up. Aha, you can see it actually worked. Look at this little dot here. The current price, 6 euro cents per kilowatt hour. That's the current price of electricity in my house. And you can see one little dot of data. So this is probably a good moment to say, that's it. Did I do it in 2.5 minutes? This video is going for nearly 7, but anyway. There it is, 2.5 minutes, super quick setup of InfluxDB and Home Assistant. Now I'm ready. Now the data, all the data from Home Assistant is flowing into the InfluxDB. So next week, I'll have a play with some charts, make some data. In particular, Apex charts, because they work really well in the dashboards in Home Assistant. Grafana I could do some fancy stuff with as well, but to get it working in a nice little dashboard, well, you probably need to use like iframes and things like that, so I'll try both next time. Yeah. If you cut out the time it took for the thing to start, right? It was 2.5 minutes, right? Yeah, give me that. Hopefully you can see how easy this was and you might try it yourself. If this was useful today, well, hit that one. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. If you're interested in renovation, apparently I'm going to do some tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye. Oh, another Smart Home Sunday. Next Sunday. Every Sunday. Subscribe. See you then. Bye.